Welcome back. I am Adam Hudak, and joining me is Stephen Shago. Again, if you are just tuning in, we are at the regional events, no, the RA facility, Regional Event Centers Football. This is the RA facility on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State University in beautiful and chilly Marshall, Minnesota. We're about to get underway for the men's basketball game between the SMSU Mustangs and the University of Upper Iowa Peacocks men's edition. Mustangs on the regular for the season are 10-9, 7-5 in the NSIC. The Peacocks, on the other hand, are 13-5 overall with a 9-3 NSIC record. So they I guess you could call them the favorites coming into tonight's game. They met earlier this season in Upper Iowa, and the Mustangs were victorious 74-69. And historically, the Mustangs lead this rivalry 13-2, and they have never lost a game here in Marshall. So with that, Stephen, what do you think the Mustangs need to do to come away victorious tonight?
Well, there's really two things. The first thing is that SMSU has been out-rebounded in 10 of their 19 games this season. So they're going to want to go and make sure that they really crash the boards hard and out-rebound the Peacocks. And the other thing is that they've really had difficulty all season long closing out the close games. They've suffered numerous heartbreaking losses this season, including all 5 of their conference games. And it's in their 5 NSIC losses, SMSU has led with 4 minutes or less in the second half in every game. And in 6 of their 9 losses overall, the Mustangs have held a lead with 5 minutes or less and just haven't been able to close out. So those two things, they need to out-rebound, and also if they have the lead, then, I mean, it sounds simple, but you know, they need to close out, and that can be a difficult thing for a team to do, as they've evidenced here this season.
Yeah, the Mustangs are actually a very good free throw shooting team, so you would think that they would be able to get to the line and knock down those freebies at the end of the game when you're in the lead. Teams are normally following you, but we've seen some big leads get away from them here at home. I remember seeing them have like a 9-point lead with 4 minutes left and not being able to hold on.
Yep.
And looking at their losses, those 5 conference losses, they lost by 5 points on the road against Augustana. They lost by 1 point at home here against Minnesota State, Mankato. They lost by 8 points to Winona State on the road, but that was an overtime game, so they were tied, obviously, in regulation. And then 2-point loss at home against St. Cloud State here, who is very good. They're on the just outside of being ranked top 25, and then they lost by 2 points on the road to University of Sioux Falls. So,
well, they have a 10-9 record, but you know, I think that they're a better team, you know, than the 10-9 record indicates. They just can't close out, which I know is a large detail, but as you pointed out to me earlier, SMSU has shot 50% or higher from the field in 10 games, including 8 out of their last 12, and SMSU hasn't allowed a team to shoot 50% from the field all season long. So offensively, they're playing effectively. Defensively, they're playing effectively. They just haven't been able to close out.
Yeah, it kind of makes you scratch your head. Looking at the top 2 field goal shooters for the Peacocks, Jake Hughes is shooting 64% from the field, so that's going to be something to watch since the Mustangs have held every team under 50% as a whole so far this season. So when you have somebody shooting 64%, it's something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. And they, just to keep an eye out for them, they're 2 leading scorers on the season for the Peacocks. That is Tucker Wensian and Sam Elgin. They're both averaging right around 12 points a game. So that's number 44 and number 33, respectively. Make sure to keep an eye out for them as you're watching the game.
Yep, and then Jake Hughes, who I mentioned, shooting 64%. He's actually shooting 52% from 3-point distance and 80% from the line. So he averages 10 points per game. Those 3 guys, I think, Tucker Wenson, Sam Elgin, and Jake Hughes, are going to be the ones to keep an eye on.
Absolutely, and should be a good game. I mean, it's another conference opponent, and you know, both teams have been playing pretty well, have comparable records, so we should be in for a good one here tonight at the RA facility.
Yeah, the Mustangs have played 19 games this season. This is only their 6th home game, so hopefully the home crowd coming out here on 80s night, getting psyched up for Hawaiian night tomorrow, will be helping propel the Mustangs to their home victory here. And we'll take a break for the national anthem. We'll see you back here in a couple minutes for the start of the game and the tip-off. You're watching Mustang basketball on KSSU TV.
American hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps. American hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps.
Ladies, are you talking to your partners?
About HIV.
2 out of every 3 new HIV/AIDS cases in women are among Black women.
Get informed, get tested. Early detection can save your life. If you test positive, seek treatment from a doctor.
Join the campaign to end Black AIDS, a partnership between Abbott and the Magic Johnson Foundation. Go to WeStandWithMagic.com, get resources, and become a member.
And join today, and thank you.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
We all have
Welcome back to the RA facility here in Marshall, Minnesota. We're about to get ready for the tip-off here between the Mustangs and the Peacocks. Just going over the starting lineups here for both teams. We have for the Peacocks, number 1, Joey Woods. Number 15, Jake Hughes. Number 25, David Smith. Number 33, Sam Elgin. And last but not least, number 44, Tucker Wensian. And then for the Mustangs, we will have 4 guards and a forward, as usual, since we only have one big man who sees consistent time. So, first of all, at point guard, we have Bernard Birch, a junior. And that's followed up by 2 seniors, guard Tramel Barnes and guard Jordan Miller. At the 4th guard position, we have Matt Zager, a junior, and then at the forward/center position, Nick Smith, who is a junior, averaging 13 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, and he is pretty much the only big man that the Mustangs that sees consistent time. So there are your starting lineups for the game.
And like we said, it should be a really interesting game. And this is going to be a great test for the Mustangs to see if they can, get the lead and then hang on to it. Like we said, they've had the lead in almost all the games they've played, just have not been able to hang on to it. So see if they can get this weekend, this exciting Hawaiian Night weekend, off to a good start.
Yeah, the Mustangs are on a 4-game winning streak in this series between these 2 teams. And as we mentioned earlier, the Mustangs defeated the Peacocks 74-69 in Iowa earlier this season. So that's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster, knowing that they've done this once before, and now that they're at home, should be able to do their best to take advantage of whatever momentum that gives you.
And SMSU has never lost to the Peacocks here in Marshall, Minnesota.
Yep. So the teams are getting ready. The bench players are making their way over, and the starters are working their way out to the court. We should see an exciting game.
Yeah, it looks like we have some height here as well for the Peacocks. They have some players that are fairly tall. We have number 44, who stands 6'8". Also, number 25 looks to be rather large as well. He is 6'3". So yeah, I mean they have some guys here with some length. Who else? 33. Sam Elgin, 6'6". So yeah, they have some taller guys on their team. Of course, Mustangs do have David Condon, who's 6'10". So if they need you, they can throw him in there for a little bit of height.
Yeah, Condon doesn't see a whole lot of playing time. He's a redshirt freshman, so this is his first year seeing some time on the floor. Nick Smith stands at 6'9", and Lavion West is 6'6", or 6'7", but he, I don't know, I wouldn't call him a dominating inside force.
No, he's athletic, but he's not too big. You could sneeze hard and blow him over.
So the Mustangs win the tip. Nick Smith gets up there and pulls the ball away. Jamel Barnes with the ball. Little handoff to Jordan Miller. Kicks it out to Bernard Birch, who kicks it out to Barnes, who kicks it to Miller, who shoots 3, misses, but Zager comes down with the offensive board.
Miller just a little bit short there.
So new shot clock for the Mustangs. 25 seconds left. Seeing a lot of movement here by the Mustangs so far. Like to see that.
Nick Smith gonna take it in, put it up.
Little hook shots, just a little too strong off the back of the iron. Peacock's coming down the other way. Joey Woods has the ball knocked away. Nick Smith comes up with it. Barnes now sets the screen for Miller across the top. Long two-pointer is good. First basket of the game.
Jordan Miller shooting pretty well from the field this season, shooting 42% from the field. Not a bad percentage at all.
No, especially for a guard. A lot of jump shots. Anything around 40% is pretty decent. Zager gets his hand in there. That gets his hand on it by there, Zager, but Wensian's able to get the ball back and put it in.
Yeah, number 44, Wensian, he's so tall, it looked like he had to try to jump there. His head is almost even to the rim. He's a tall guy.
Yeah, 6'8" senior out of Solon, Iowa.
And he's 6'8". And we have Nick Smith. And I don't know, 6'8" might be a little short for number 44, actually.
I don't know, Wensian just knocked down a three-pointer, so he's got some range. Got some tattoos, too.
Not generally known as a three-point shooter, only 27% from the field, but made that one.
I'm surprised he takes that many to have a percentage anything other than like 50% or 0.
Right, not surprising.
Barnes looking to get rid of the ball. Out to Zager, back to Barnes. Birch just inside of 3, a little short, but Nick Smith able to rip down that rebound. So a fresh shot clock again for the Mustangs. Jordan Miller, nice reverse layup there.
Yeah, that's not an easy move, and he pulled it off, made it look easy.
Joey Woods gets rejected by Nick Smith. Off the knee of Woods, Mustangs ball.
And there's another staple. The Mustangs already have their first substitution. Not even 3 minutes into the game. They like to keep the energy up at all times. Fresh legs in the game.
And maybe we will see more of Condon in the game tonight, the taller one, that is.
Yeah, he's in there right now. He stands 6'10", and looks like he's in there to. Now, if he's 6'10", and number 44 for the other team, Munson is 6'8", and I don't know. One of those two must be off because they are roughly the exact same size.
Well,
I guess, yeah. You're right.
2 inches is pretty close.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Another offensive rebound for the Mustangs already. How many is that? That's 3 already.
That's 4 rebounds for the Mustangs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. 3 offensive.
Barnes knocks down that nice little jumper. About 15 feet away. Wenzian makes the layup and gets the foul. Still gets the shot to go.
And Wenzian is one of those players who shoots a high percentage from the field, shooting 50% from the field. So he's going to be somebody who's just going to get his points quite a bit.
He already has all 7 so far for the Peacocks.
Yes, he does.
So
he's off to a good start.
He's closing in on that average mighty quickly.
And he's a good free throw shooter, too, for a big man. 70%, so you can't exactly hack a Shack.
Nope. Looking at the Peacocks' numbers up and down, there are only a few guys who shoot less than 70%, and they don't see very much playing time, so not going to want to commit too many fouls if you're able to for the Mustangs. Empty possession there. Peacocks back the other way.
Yeah, Lavion West had a little contact, thought maybe he'd get the foul call, just threw it up, but no such luck.
Let's see, and hands it off. Air balls. Miller comes down the course. No look pass over to West, who a little off on that short running jumper. Good contest there with the shot. Condon might have got a little bit of it going up. And there was the charge. Lavion West able to draw the charge there underneath the hoop.
And Lavion West, I mean, he's fairly tall, but he's also kind of stick thin, and he's quite quick, so able to slide in position there to take the charge.
He does have a little bit more bulk on his upper body this year, though.
Yeah, he has added a little bit. That's true. Some time in the weight room.
So early here, coming in on 5 minutes into the half, Mustangs trail 6-7, 7-6. And right now they do not have a single player on the floor who has scored a point. But that speaks to the mass substitutions that we will see all night long.
Yep, that's one of their staples.
Nick Smith looking to hand the ball off somewhere, doesn't find anything, so he backs it down, kicks out to Giddings, who knocks down the 3.
Will Giddings on the season shooting 52% from beyond the arc, so he's okay to let it fly.
Yeah, he's had a pretty decent season so far. I don't recall seeing him play as much this year as last year, though.
No, he's been a little quiet, but he's a very smart player. He really picks and chooses his spots, especially offensively.
And he's good at playing above the rim too. He can really get up and jump.
Yep. He and Lavion West are the two people that if we're going to see in the alley-oops, it'll probably be to one of those two tonight.
Elgin knocks down that little jumping hook shot as the shot clock was winding down. I thought Giddings was going to step back there for the 3. He loses the dribble behind himself, but he pokes the ball away.
Yeah, that's one of those things where your teammates need to tell you somebody's sneaking up behind you to let you know, because as much as you like, you don't have eyes in the back of your head. So Mustangs need to be a little bit more vocal here on offense in the early going, but score tied at 9.
Peacock set to inbound. Nice aggressive move there. Number 15, Jake Hughes, puts in that short jumper.
Jake Hughes is shooting just an incredible percent. Like you said, he's shooting 64% from the field, 53% from beyond the arc. So he's someone who can definitely put up some points.
Bernard Bircher gotten a little tied up on the inside there, swinging around. And they get the ball all the way around to the other side of the floor for Nick Smith, who was able to put in that basket to tie it back up at 11. Birch making sure to press Hughes here.
And that's the other staple, like we said earlier. Lots of substitutions, lots of full court press.
Oh, rejected there. Bernard Birch is just a little tank.
That's 3 blocks so far for the Mustangs so far as a team.
Nick Smith faces up, gets doubled, finds the open man underneath the hoop, back out to Giddings. Long for 3, and that is good.
That's going to give Will Giddings the lead there for the Mustangs. 6 points on the game, and he is perfect from the field.
Matt Zager pokes the ball away on the breakaway, and 1.
And that has got some of the crowd on their feet. SMSU takes a 16-11 lead.
It's a good little series there for Matt Zager. He's able to poke the ball away, pick it up, get down the floor, and in a one-on-one situation, goes up strong to the hoop, draws the foul, and is still able to get that shot to fall.
I thought maybe he was going to drop it off to Will Giddings there. He had him trailing behind, but that worked out just fine for the Mustangs.
Jordan Budenhagen checks in, 3-point specialist.
He shoots 41% from beyond the arc on the season.
Go back and forth game here. Shanka is a big man, number 54. Jake Shanka, 6'6", but 275. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, rejected again. Birch with his second one. And the 3-point shot is off the mark. And in frustration, the Peacocks foul Nick Smith underneath his own basket.
That's 4 blocks so far in the night for the Mustangs, so they're playing well defensively.
Yeah, Birch, little point guard Bernard Birch. I shouldn't call him little. 5'11", bigger than me. two block shots already.
And the Mustangs as a team just playing well, shooting 53% from the field. Let's see, they have 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 blocks, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers. So as a team playing really well so far and have a 17-11 lead early.
Barnes bringing the ball up the court. Just passes half court now. Gets a screen from Nick Smith out to Budenhagen. Swings at the top of the key. Miller back out to Birch. Thought about the 3, decided not to. Nick Smith trying to set up the offense. Jordan Miller, that ball's tipped. No backcourt violation. Shot clock winding down though. 10 seconds left. Jordan Miller.
He's going to shoot it.
Pull up. Nope. Not when he's triple teamed. Nice pass. Budenhagen from deep. Ooh, air ball.
Budenhagen, just the look on his face that was priceless.
Yeah.
Just like, oh boy, that's embarrassing.
He was kind of shocked by that. I know I mentioned when I did a different men's game earlier this season, Jordan Budenhagen, he was inactive all of last season, and he played in intramurals, and I refereed some of that. And he is quite the shooter. I remember several games his team trailing by like 10 points with a minute left, and him coming down and knocking down 3 after 3 after 3 while being fouled and winning games for his team. So I think that was kind of an anomaly there. We see that air ball.
Yeah, you know, with the shot clock winding down, he had no other choice to just throw it up real quick.
And he was pretty deep. That was probably NBA range.
It's true.
Barnes again to bring the ball up to court.
And SMSU is leading the rebounding battle right now, 8-7.
West, live down West, gets up there on that jump shot and knocks that down.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen too much from him this season, but he does have the ability to take that open jumper. Ill-advised pass there. And Will Giddings, you can just see from up close what a smart defensive player he is. You see him just looking down at the hips of the player, not being fooled by any kind of, fakes that are going on anywhere else. Just real locked in on the hips.
Possible 3-point attempt there, yeah. Off the back of the iron. Jake Shanka, I mentioned him earlier. That's probably not the guy you want taking 3-pointers.
No, he's kind of a big guy.
Ball gets tipped there by Upper Iowa, so the Mustangs will retain possession. We see mass subs in by them now. 4 new players. Gotta give him credit though. If you're 6'6", 275 out here playing top-notch Division II basketball, you're doing something right. Jordan Miller, top of the key. Again, draws 2 or 3 defenders to him. Barnes jumps the pass, probably not the best idea. Peacocks want to travel there on Giddings. Jordan Miller along 2 again.
Yeah, and
way
it looks
off.
like he got a piece of the ball there as he was shooting it.
Barnes, good defense there. Got a carry. So that will be a turnover for the Peacocks. Mustangs ball. And we have a timeout.
It's immediate timeout.
Yes, it is. So Mustangs lead 19-11. We will be back. You are watching Mustang basketball here on KSSU TV.
American hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps.
Welcome back to Mustang basketball, taking on University of Upper Iowa Peacocks. Like I said right before the break, they currently lead 19-11 over the Peacocks. We are at 9.5 minutes left here in the first half. Going pretty well for the Mustangs. Shooting pretty well. 50% from the field.
Yeah, Mustangs shooting well. Just as a team right now, they're looking good and playing good. We talked about the keys to the game, or at least I talked about the key to the game earlier, was they need to make sure that they out-rebound Upper Iowa. They're winning that rebound battle right now by 1, 9 rebounds to 8 for Upper Iowa. And just as a team, playing well. The other thing is Upper Iowa has committed 5 turnovers, which has led to 10 points for the Mustangs. So definitely taking advantage here early on, 19-11.
Pretty good conversion right there for the Mustangs off turnovers.
I'd say so. It's 100%.
It is. I'd say that's pretty decent.
Yeah, can't get much better than that.
Birch back in the game now. On the point. Again, West with that sweet spot right between the free throw line and the 3-point line. It's the second one he's knocked down from pretty much the exact same spot now.
Mustangs are up double digits, 21-11.
I think we are going to see a lot more. Oh, we got a blocking call here on Giddings. Wasn't happy about that call. But Joey Woods, guard for the Peacocks, able to draw it. So first foul against Giddings. Nice hook there. Nice hook shot there. Wenseen is able to put that one in. And now he has 9 of the Peacocks' 13 points. So he is coming out to play tonight.
And David Condon, number 40, is in for the Mustangs. He only averages 5.8 points per game, but for some length, it looks like he's getting a decent amount of run tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm going to guess that he's going to see some more playing time than he usually does because of Wenseen being the leading scorer, and the Peacocks have a number of taller players.
Yeah, well, he's already played his average here in this first half. He's already played 6 minutes.
Birch with his 3rd rejection already in the first half.
Birch, he's a smaller guy, not someone you would think of as being a huge shot blocker, but
5 seconds left on the shot clock. That one does not draw rim, and off Peacocks. So Mustang basketball either way.
Checking in for the Mustangs, number 2, Turnell Barnes, 13, Jordan Miller, 44.
Got some more substitutions in for the Mustangs.
we talked about Tucker Wenseen, too, for the Peacocks. He just surpassed his 1,000-point plateau in his career last Tuesday night against Winona State. So he's joined Upper Iowa's exclusive club on a turnaround jumper midway through the second half. And so he's had himself quite a career for the Peacocks.
Then it's no surprise that we see him coming out tonight and playing well. Zager loses the ball between the double team. Body's all over the floor, but
just football or basketball?
Zager able to come up with the ball somehow between 3 Peacocks. And Giddings easily strokes that one.
Giddings turns around, and you can tell he is just feeling it. He had Kobe Bryant face on that one.
He did that one, and that was a nice release.
Yeah, he's perfect.
On that shot.
He's perfect from the field. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. 9 points.
And wow, Weinstein comes back and knocks down a 3 of his own. It's his second 3-pointer already. And just to remind everybody, Weinstein is a 6'8" guard or forward / center. So. Miller's a little too long there off the back of the iron.
Yeah, we've seen that now a few times.
Yeah. Gotta maybe take a day off in the weight room.
Yeah, Miller 0 for 3 so far from beyond the arc, but they're close, just not quite falling. My guess is he'll probably get going, as he always does.
And he pulls down the rebound there.
Yeah, Miller is kind of underrated as an all-around player. He just does a lot of things really, really well.
That was a nice pass there. May look like he was going to pull up and shoot, but he drills that pass inside underneath the hoop to Zager, who was cutting back door, and was able to lay that in.
Yeah, it's his first assist to go along with 3 rebounds and 4 points.
Barnes fouling the jump shooter. Jake Hughes. That's not something you want to do.
That's a good point. So he will head to the line, and he is shooting. Let's see here. Yeah, 80% from the free throw line. So I'd have to guess that these will probably go. Oh, look at me. I'm jinxing him again. That's okay, though, I guess.
So he shoots 80% from the line, huh? I think we should talk about how good of a free throw shooter he is. It's okay to jinx the other team.
Yeah, he's making me look bad.
Steven, you don't need anybody to do that for you.
Thank you, Adam.
And that one in and out as well. It's good times here, folks.
Yeah, we have fun.
Birch aggressive up the court. Off to Miller. Double teamed again. Peacocks really don't want to give Jordan Miller any space. Nice lay-in there by Bernard Birch, though.
We've seen that, too, from Bernard Birch during his career here with the Mustangs. He's someone who can really finish at the rim. You see him take some of these shots, and you're going, oh, okay, good job. He consistently finishes at the rim. He's very, very strong cutting.
I think Birch is kind of underrated in all regards. I mean, he's a shorter guy. That was a lot of contact. But Birch is a shorter guy as the Mustangs pull on rebound. I mean, obviously he's in good shape, but he's not chiseled like he's not super lean. But he sure is a bulldozer. Like we said, he already has 3 block shots here this first half.
He's dialed in defensively.
And he has no fears of going to the hoop. Just like that. Reverse lay-in. Another nice pass from Jordan Miller.
It's a 14-point lead for the Mustangs, and Peacocks had enough. They're going to take a full timeout.
So we will take a break here then. Mustangs leading, like you said, by 14. You are watching Mustang basketball here on KSSU TV.
Ladies, are you talking to your partners
about HIV?
2 out of every 3 new HIV/AIDS cases in women are among black women.
Get informed, get tested. Early detection can save your life. If you test positive, seek treatment from a doctor.
Join the campaign to end Black AIDS, a partnership between Abbott and the Magic Johnson Foundation. Go to WeStandWithMagic.com, get resources, and become a member.
And join today, and thank you.
Welcome back to Mustang basketball here on KSSU Television. I'm Adam Hudak, joined here with Steven Shager. Currently, the Mustangs lead 30-16. There's 4:48 left here in the first half. Mustangs seem to be just doing everything right. 5 block shots already. Nice fast break opportunities. They've been converting. They've been forcing some turnovers. Haven't been turning the ball over themselves, which is probably the biggest factor. So.
Yeah, they're just, they're playing well, and they have 13 bench points as opposed to none for Upper Iowa, which makes sense then if you look at the leaderboard for scoring. You have Will Giddings with 9 points, Matt Zager with 5, and then Jordan Miller, Lavion West, and Bernard Birch all tied with 4. So they're sharing the wealth and shooting well so far in this first half, shooting 54% from the field and 43% from beyond the arc.
As we are about to get back underway into play action here, the coach of the Peacocks, Brian Dolan, trying to persuade the referees to make a few more calls in his team's favor. I've been hearing some rumblings from the bench looking for a few traveling calls and things of that sort. So.
Yeah, they're very vocal.
To be fair, the end of the Mustangs bench is pretty loud too. So just kind of seems to be even in the NBA, you'll see the end of the bench, guys who don't see any playing time at all are always the most vocal. It's a mystery to me.
Well, what else are you going to do? You're not playing.
You got me there. Touche. That ball was off on the Mustangs, so Peacocks retain possession. Inbound quick shot, too long, and that should be off the Peacocks. And Jake Hughes tried to save that ball, went through the bench of the Mustangs, knocking over several Mustang players.
They're all laughing about it, getting up.
Yeah, nobody's hurt.
Yeah, Brad Bigler looks like he's walking away there saying, I'm getting out of here. I don't know, how many players was that? That was almost a strike in bowling. I think there was 4 Mustang players down. Maybe more.
Jake Hughes isn't that big of a guy either.
No.
6 foot tall, 180 pounds.
Yeah, team bond, a little team bonding there. All the whole bench falling over.
They must have been holding hands. Lavion again. West getting up so high on that jumper.
That gives him 6 points on the night. Being very effective. 3 of 5 shooting. Being more aggressive here with the shot than we've seen so far this season. So nice to see some aggression out of him.
Yeah, and all of them have been either just left of center, far side of the court, or right in the middle of the key just beyond the free throw line. So it kind of seems to be a spot tonight. Jordan Miller D's up, but Bo Pagan is able to get that shot to go.
Pretty fair defense by Jordan Miller too. Had an arm up, bothered it, but got the lucky bounce.
Oh, West stepped on the line, arguing that he was pushed out of bounds when he was out of bounds, I guess. So, but to no avail. Referee's already made his decision.
Nick Smith back in the game for Condon.
Mustangs run a little bit of a press here, not necessarily trying to trap, as we see another big block.
Yeah, that's 6 blocks on the night now for the Mustangs.
Nick Smith is just like, this is not in my house. I want none of these things in my home. Coming close to a 5-second inbound there.
Now the Mustangs as a team averaging 3 blocks per game. They've already doubled that here in the first half.
I got a chuckle there. Birch bringing the ball up the court there, and the ref was trailing him, and he saw him out of the corner of his eye, and he thought it was a defender coming around for the pick. He kind of flinched a little bit. Pump fake there to the hoop.
Yeah, I believe that might have been another block there.
Yeah, if it wasn't, it was another great contest. So.
Yeah, they're not going to give it to him as a block.
Barnes just a little behind on that bounce pass to Nick Smith. Got that picked off. Coming up on 2 minutes now, 2 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the first half. Mustangs holding the Peacocks to only 18 points so far. And more good defense. Giddings saves, comes away with the steal goes for the save, and there is a push called on Bo Pagel. So Mustangs will take the ball there. Keep the ball, I guess.
Condon checking in here for the Mustangs as well. I believe that's his first action of the evening.
Yep, the other Condon.
Checking in for the Peacocks, number 25, David Smith.
Thank you to Brittany Schwartz for tuning in to the KSSU stream of our coverage. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. Mustangs moving the ball well here. Under 2 minutes now. Nick Smith, a lot of contact. Can't get the ball to go, or the shot to go, but he will go to the line for 2.
Now you just gave Brittany a shout out. Does she go to school here at SMSU?
She does. I had a couple marketing classes with her.
Does she have a Hawaiian shirt?
I do not know.
Well, you should find out, and she should come tomorrow. Once again, reminding you that tomorrow night is Hawaiian night here at SMSU. So bring your ugly shirts, bring your khaki pants, bring your flip-flops, and I don't know, bring your attitude, because tomorrow night is going to be a lot of fun.
I doubt Brittany has any ugly shirts. She's a stylish girl.
Get a room.
She likes her sweatshirts and sweatpants.
I see. Nothing wrong with that.
I've had two or three classes with her. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen her in anything other than a sweatpants and sweatshirt.
Well, that is the college student attire. Nothing wrong with that.
So enough about Brittany.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's get back to basketball.
Hawaiian night. That was the point.
Hawaiian night. Yeah. My mistake. She doesn't have a Hawaiian shirt, she tells me.
Oh, okay.
Modern technology.
Brad Bigler almost got hit there by the ball.
Yeah, good defense again here by the Mustangs. They're really making Peacocks go deep into the shot clock. That shot is no good and off one of the Peacock players. So the Mustangs will keep the ball or be going the other way with it.
Yeah, I mean, just excellent defense from the Mustangs, holding Upper Iowa to 31% from the field so far. And like we said, the Mustangs haven't allowed any opponent the whole year to shoot above 50%. So, you know, by all accounts, they're a very, very good defensive team.
Yeah, I think their record is a little deceiving. (10-9), and those stats that we talked about at the beginning of the game with the Mustangs shooting over 50% in a majority of their games so far this season, to go along with holding all of their opponents under 50%. It's kind of a mystery as to how they're only one game above 500.
Yeah, so, I mean, some teams are just not so great at closing out. They have to learn how to do it, who's going to be the closer, and how to get them the ball. That seems to be the case for the Mustangs.
Birch kind of hustling that last shot there. With 1 second left on the shot clock, he lost the handle, trying to get the ball up. So turnover for him. Peacocks with possession of the ball. There is a 2 second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. Looks like the Peacocks are going to hold it. Didn't want to try to go for a 2-for-1 here to end the half. I'd be very surprised actually if, I mean, it looks like they're kind of trying to set something up, and they are. Joey Woods draws the foul there. Kind of expected to see them use up the entire duration of the shot clock.
And they didn't do it, leaving plenty of time for the Mustangs to get a shot here. You know, in Tugger Wednesday, we talked about him too. He is the leading scorer for the Peacocks. He has 12 out of their 18 points. So besides him, they just haven't been able to get too much going here.
Yeah, and he's currently not on the floor. So makes the scoring a little difficult, I suppose.
Yeah, just going to give him a little breather here and try to get him back at full strength here for halftime.
Yeah, and you don't want any careless fouls to be picked up at the end of a half. Joey Woods only able to convert one of his 2 free throws. 10 seconds left now for the Mustangs to get something going. 5 seconds. Jordan Miller comes across the key, puts it up, and it's good. 3-point shot as time is expiring for the end of the first half. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, and he was, Jordan Miller was just really trying to put it up, thinking he was going to foul call, and when he realized he wasn't, well, just put it in.
Okay, so right now we have the Mustangs leading the Peacocks 36-19. We'll take 15 minutes or 13 minutes for us, I suppose, for halftime.
I'll take a quick break. Write me out.
Yep, right now we will. And we'll be back with just a few minutes before the second half starts. And we'll get you some stats. And then we will start the second half. So stay tuned. If you can wait 10 minutes or so, we'll be back with you. Steven Shega, I'm Adam Hudak. More SMSU basketball to come here on KSSU TV. Welcome back. We are about to start the second half of the men's basketball game between the SMSU Mustangs and the University of Upper Iowa Peacocks. Before we get into some analysis and stats from the first half, Steven's got some scores to run down for us.
Yeah, some NSIC women's basketball scores for you right now. First of all, we have Concordia, who beat Augustana 59-47. Northern State beat Minnesota Crookston 72-60. Sioux Falls with a win over Winona State 53-49. St. Cloud Moorhead beat Minot State 77-71. MSU Moorhead 75 over Bemidji State 66. Upper Iowa 71. Southwest Minnesota State, which was our game that we covered, obviously, 58. University of Mary 63. Minnesota Duluth 53. And a close game, Minnesota State beat Wayne State 61-58.
So there you have it for the women's scores from around the NSIC. Taking a look at some stats here from the first half of our game, Mustangs lead by 17 here over the Peacocks. And really, I think something has to be said for the scoring distribution for each team. Tucker Wenzian has 12 points, and nobody else has more than 2.
Yeah, it's been he's really been their only offensive threat. And, you know, they do have 2 other players who average double digits, both in Sam Elgin and Jake Hughes, and they've been largely non-existent so far. So, you know, I would expect for them to come out and be a little bit more aggressive here in this second half.
And the Mustangs, 4 different guys with 5 points or more. So William Giddings leads the Mustangs in scoring with 9 points. All 9 of those coming from 3-point shots. He's 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. And Jordan Miller knocked down that 3 right as time was expiring at the end of the first half. That was his first made 3-pointer. He's 1 of 4. And then other than that, Jordan Budenhagen is 0 for 1 from 3. And that does it for the 3-point shooting for the Mustangs.
And SMSU almost double the total here at the Peacocks, so they had just a fantastic first half. We've talked about before the game that they need to just make sure they can close. That's been their issue in almost all their losses this year, is that they have not been able to finish the game. So got to see if they can go ahead and hang on to this lead here tonight. Pretty substantial lead.
Yeah, 17-point 17-point halftime lead is quite the mountain to climb for the opponent. Although again, nothing is impossible in basketball. You got 20 minutes to make a couple small runs here and there, 5-6 points at a time.
Yep.
And before you know it, you're back in the game. So Mustangs just need to keep pushing. A careless foul there by the Peacocks to start the game off, or the half off. That's really not what you want. Pick up a foul right away. Jordan Miller, nice drive the baseline, go reverse, layup. Easy basket there for him.
With that shot, SMSU now shooting 57% from the field, which is just a fantastic amount. And the defense of the Mustangs has forced the Peacocks into taking a timeout.
Jake Hughes was not happy with the way that offense was looking. I don't know what the deal was, but he picked up his dribble, took one look at what his team was doing, and immediately turned to the ref for the timeout. So I don't know if he wants his coach to get on his teammates about a little bit better movement or what the deal was with that. But
well, I can attest to the fact that when they came out on the floor, they were pretty fired up. There was a lot of pushing and shoving and slapping. I mean, obviously all good-natured and encouraging, but you can tell they're definitely trying to get something going here to start off the second half.
And Hughes has a pretty nice little shiner underneath one of his eyes, so he must like to
get
after
it. Yep.
Again, not a whole lot of movement coming out of the Peacocks offensively.
And you're right, he really just looks unhappy in general. Number 15 there for the Peacocks, Jake Hughes.
We we're happy to have everybody who's joining us right now, tuning in. We appreciate the audience. I know for a fact that former Mustang who played on the team last year, Casey Susan Guth, is also watching the game, so thank you for him supporting those Mustangs. You guys make sure to come out tomorrow. It's alumni night.
Dr. Seuss, as I like to call Casey
Yes.
Susan Goof.
Dr. Seuss. Yeah, you got to call the men's games last year too, so.
I did, yeah. You know, he was one of those players too, just a high energy player, and really just seemed to make a lot of really smart decisions.
You must be pretty familiar with the Guth then.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and much like, you know, Matt Zager this year has kind of taken over that role as being the player who's able to really step in and just do a lot of things well. Number 24 here on the court for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I know one of the things that I think has kind of hurt the Mustangs so far this year is that Nick Smith sees the majority of the time, and he's mainly the only big man that they have. Last year, the Mustangs lost both Casey Susan Guth and Trent Carlson to graduation. Both of them kind of filled that role of not necessarily big men, but playing a little bigger, having some sort of inside presence. So the Mustangs kind of missed that. And hopefully in the future, we will see more playing time, especially next year, out of David Condon, the big 6'10" senior. Since Nick Smith has one more year left of eligibility after this year, we would like to see a return of some more big men down inside for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you know, the Mustangs are playing small, and that seems to be working for them so far this year. But never hurts to have a few big bodies and get down there and bang.
But when you're shooting like the Mustangs are tonight, it's hard to want for anything more.
Yeah, it's hard to argue when you're up by 16. 40 to 24, and your team is shooting just lights out, 59% from the field and 50% from the three-point range. Mustangs playing well so far tonight. Photographer narrowly avoids getting hit in the head. Some athleticism from him.
Everybody in Marshall is just feeling the athletic groove tonight, apparently.
Apparently. Jordan Miller's feeling it.
Step back on the long three, no good.
Still having a good night so far for Jordan Miller.
Dribble drive penetration along the baseline there for Hughes. Kicks it out though, reset the offense.
Jordan Miller, by the way, I mentioned him a moment ago, shooting 50% from the field.
Kind of surprised to see, well, I guess Wensian has one basket so far this half, but I would think, well, I don't know, we're only 3 minutes in, but I would think they would want to be trying to get the ball to him a little more. Here he is with a touch. Nice turnaround. Fall away jumper is good.
Yeah, and he's a talented player, obviously. You know, at this point, though, with he having 17 points, no other teammate having more than 3, you think they want to try to get maybe the other teammates involved a little bit more as well, see if they can pick up the slack.
Jordan Miller, a lot of contact there on that one. He wanted a foul. I think got some ball there, though, so nothing coming of it. Wensian can't pull down the board. Giddings gets it, and he is tackled. Hughes goes through him, brings him to the ground.
And I'll tell you right now, just looking at the face of some of these Peacocks, just a weird sentence, they are just not happy. They're just really frustrated. You can tell that they're really, you know, putting in the effort, but just not seeing the results that they would like right now. Only shooting 37% from the field. Not able to get much going on offense at all here for the Peacocks.
No, it's been a frustrating night for them so far. The last few possessions of the first half and a couple of them here so far have looked kind of stagnant. Just a lot of swinging the ball around without any real movement from side to side on the interior of the three-point arc. You see Nick Smith come in, and then a nice little give and go again with Flavion West that time. Not able to get it to drop. And any one of 3 Mustangs could have blocked that layup. I don't know who will get credit for it. But then the ball is kicked out of bounds by Upper Iowa.
It's the 7th block of the game for the Mustangs. They're almost going to be in double digits here.
Yeah.
And they're just playing extremely well defensively, challenging shots.
And this is impressive basketball that we're seeing tonight from the Mustangs.
It is.
They just seem to be clicking. They're shooting well from range. They're running some nice plays to get to the hoop. And their defense has just been stellar.
See, that's the thing, and, you know, Mustang fans should be excited. The Mustangs are only 10-9 here, the men are, on the season. But like we said, it's, you know, they haven't been able to close out so many games, but they obviously have the talent. So as the season progresses, especially around tournament time, I think this team really could be poised to actually make a run and do some damage.
Yeah, like we said, of all 5 of the conference losses, no more has been by, well, there was an 8-point loss, but to be fair, no more has been by 5 points because that one 8-point loss went to overtime. So really, they could very easily be undefeated in the conference. But also, to be fair, looking at their games, they have not won a conference game by more than 5 points, and that was against Upper Iowa. So it's just a very competitive conference. That ball bounced off the top of Nick Smith's head into a Peacock player. Woods gets again rejected by, I think West got his hand on that time.
And the Peacocks are just getting mud in this game. 8 blocks so far for the Mustangs. That's incredible.
Wow, where is the foul call there?
There it is.
Yes, there it is. Frustration foul there. Joey Woods reached out and almost pulled the pants down right off.
Yeah, I haven't seen that call from a ref before. That was fun. Pointed to his shorts or pointed to his pants, kind of tugged and yelled, "Pulled his shorts." I don't know. I mean, I didn't know there was a gesture for that, but
I actually didn't see that reference. But apparently it's going to earn them a technical.
Yeah, and the Mustangs fans letting Upper Why I have it here, as you can probably hear through our headsets, yelling, "It's Bush League." To their credit, though, Upper Iowa was just kind of having a chuckle about it, like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
They're just trying to be aggressive, get something going.
Yeah,
nothing seems to be working for them.
I wouldn't say it was intentional trying to pull his pants down, just trying to stop him getting to the hoop before. Because, I mean, if you want to pull somebody's pants down, it's really not that hard. Basketball shorts, it's doable.
I mean, I don't want to know how you know that, but we'll just move on.
Matt
Zager says to inbound the ball.
Had a bad experience one time.
Oh, okay. Traumatized, huh? Mustangs have now opened up their largest lead of the evening. It's now 18 points.
16 points, Stephen.
Their largest lead was 18. Now it's 16, pardon me.
Coming close with that whole maths thing.
Yeah, give or take a few. Oh, that was a little odd there. Will Giddings, it looked like he kind of got hit there for a moment. He might have flopped a little bit there, might have played it up a little bit, but it's all right.
A little bit of a scrum there for loose ball. Birches end up being called for the loose ball foul.
Jordan Miller back into the game.
So 14 minutes and 20 seconds left now here. So we're 5.5 minutes, a little more, into the second half. And we have another foul on the floor. Giddings gets a little too aggressive trying to cut off the path there for Hughes. So again, referee waiting for someone to come inbound the ball. And here we go.
Nick Smith having a good night. By the way, I want to just let him get a little credit here. 8 rebounds so far, 2 assists and 4 blocks, as well as 1 steal in 17 minutes. Only 2 points, but really being effective, really affecting the game in other ways tonight.
Can I just let you know? You just jinxed him, because as soon as you said that, he committed a foul.
Yeah, well,
and they made the shot, so.
It happens. Mustangs, by the way, leading the rebounding battle, 24-21. As I mentioned, that was a really important stat for the Mustangs.
Elgin able to convert on the and one opportunity there for the three-point play. Old school style.
3 on 2.
Really pushing that. And I'm going to get some argument there. Again, frustration building a little bit in William Giddings about that call after having picked up a foul on the floor on the other end.
You don't generally see Will Giddings get too upset about things, but showing some frustration there for sure. And there's going to be another one.
Yep.
Mustang foul on number 1, William Giddings, his third personal foul, 7-2 foul and a half.
And Brad Bigler wants a timeout. He's going to go ahead and take one. So we will as well.
Yes. Mustang basketball, KSSU TV, you know the drill.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts.
Welcome back to the RA facility here at
Vaccines
Southwest
save
Minnesota
lives.
State University campus in Marshall, Minnesota. Currently, the Mustangs lead 42-29, 14:03 left here in the second half.
Peacocks cutting into their lead a little bit here in the second half.
Joey Woods is at the line to shoot 1-1. Mustangs already have put the Peacocks into the bonus.
And Joey Woods on the season, good free throw shooter, 79%. The whole team as a whole, it seems like, really shoots well from the free throw line from the Peacocks. So now they've cut the lead to 11.
Yeah.
At one point, the SMSU lead was 18.
Peacocks now showing a full court press like they're going to trap. Mustangs should know how to go against this since they practice it every day in practice, I'm sure.
Good job of breaking that. Still plenty of time left on the shot clock.
Need to see basket, and we get a blocking foul here against Woods. And it's going to be important here, I think, for the Mustangs to get a basket here on this possession because Upper Iowa here now has scored 5 or 6 unanswered points.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx them, but again, it's just important to touch on briefly that their Achilles heel all year has been their inability to close after having the lead. And so they need to make sure they keep it up here and can finish strong.
And I think, as you seem to jinx every Mustang player that you talk about, I seem to be the blessing because as I say that, Jordan Miller knocks down a big 3-point shot.
It's a gift, Adam.
I have the gift. I wouldn't call jinxing people a gift. And Wenzian, again, nice move inside.
It's good defense by Jordan Miller. I mean, you don't want to get a stupid foul, but just stood straight up, put his hands up, and
Yep, it's all you can do when you're going up against a bigger man.
Yep. So smart defense by Jordan Miller. Ooh, nice spin move by Jordan Miller. And he's kind of heating up here a little bit now with 16 points on the game.
Yeah, 2 made shot baskets in a row. Back-to-back possessions.
His average on the season is 14.9 points. So looking to be a big scoring night for Jordan Miller.
Yeah, it's hard to. Any given night could be a different Mustang to go off and be the leading scorer.
Nice entry pass there by number 1.
Wenzian throws that one down, one-handed.
Joey Woods, nice.
There's a lot of contact there.
Yeah, you can tell there's kind of some frustration by the Peacocks.
It seems to be a little bit better directed now, though.
It does.
When we came out in the second half and the Mustangs were able to get a basket or two, and the Peacocks still weren't getting foul calls that they thought they should be getting. There was just a lot of frustration on their faces. Now,
that looked like a good call to me.
Okay.
I saw some arm-on-arm action there.
All right, I thought Zager got ball. But now, as we see the game progress and Peacocks have been making some baskets, there's still that sense of urgency, but it seems a little bit more controlled.
Yeah, when they first came out, yeah, you're right. It seemed misdirected. They were just kind of angry in general. Now, I think, it takes a little bit at the start of the game and also coming out of the half to just kind of settle down for a minute. Let the nerves and, once you get the first few minutes under your belt, then you can make some progress.
Yeah. Woods is short on that first free throw attempt. Barely catching the front of the iron.
Got some more subs here as Jordan Miller comes out of the game. Will Giddings gets a breather.
So Woods for his second free throw attempt. That one is good. So we'll give the Peacocks the opportunity to run a full court press again. Trapping Birch. And timeout right away from the Mustangs. Bigler doesn't want to give the Peacocks any more momentum. So we will take a quick break here with them. You're watching Mustang basketball here on KSSU TV.
We all have a vision of that perfect smile. But when it comes to our smile, it's not something we can draw or wait to miraculously appear. We need an orthodontist, dental specialists with 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school. Your child might be the next Picasso, so trust that brilliant smile to the right hands. Seeing an orthodontist no later than age 7 can help achieve a healthy, beautiful smile. For more information, visit braces.org.
Welcome back from that break. Mustangs getting ready to inbound after that 30-second timeout. Baylor wasn't not liking the way things were looking for Bernard Birch down in the corner there, right where they're set to inbound the ball. He was trapped pretty decently, so.
Plenty of timeouts here left, so took a quick win to get organized.
This is going to be something to keep an eye on, maybe. I know we talked about it a lot in the women's game as West knocks down another jumper. He's feeling that stroke tonight. But with the women's game, you know, we were talking about how they got into the bonus so early and how that could maybe favor them down the stretch if you're able to score some points without having to run the clock. And so to keep in mind that the Mustangs have committed 8 team fouls now already. Still 11 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the game.
Count the basket by Bernard Birch. Peacock call on number 4, Cedric Collins. His first personal foul, 16 fouls and a half. Checking in for the Peacocks, number 12.
Nice lay in there by Birch. Gets the foul, so he will be shooting one more.
Birch at the line, shooting 1.
He is having a great night.
Yeah, he's just really being effective. Just kind of all over the place. Let's see, he has 8 points. He has 3 blocks in 19 minutes. So you just, obviously spending a lot of time here on the defensive end and being effective offensively too.
And he knocks down his free throw.
Let's take a look here. It seems like for free throws, yeah, Mustangs shooting 80% on the night. So they're making them.
Only have been to the line 6 times. But when you get the opportunities, you got to knock them down, and they have been doing that so far.
Mustangs up by 18 points now, if my math is correct.
Your math is correct for the first time tonight. Looking to, Barnes gets his hand on the ball.
And smartly brings it back out there.
Yep, no rush, being up by 18. Just use that shot clock a little bit. Miller dishes it back out to Barnes.
Now, we've seen it a lot tonight where players have kind of been leaving their feet and then pass. It's not something you would generally advise, but it hasn't hurt them too much so far this evening.
Seems like the Mustangs have really been able to spread the floor really well tonight. Three-pointer knocked down by Matt Zager. Timeout now by the Peacocks.
21-point lead for the Mustangs here.
Take a full timeout by the Peacocks, so we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. More Mustang basketball on KSSU TV.
You can eradicate polio. You can promote peace. You can feed the hungry. You can help children do better in school. Because you can get involved with Rotary. Because Rotary believes that by working together, you can do anything. Learn more at Rotary.org.
Welcome back. Mustangs shooting phenomenally from the field. Steven?
Yeah, 58% from the field, 50% from beyond the arc, 83% from the free throw line, and they're just dominating in every aspect. Rebounds, they're up 24-21. Blocks, 8 blocks to none for Upper Iowa. 14 assists, Upper Iowa's 8. They're just playing extremely well. And that is indicated here by their 21-point lead. Also, the other thing that's so impressive about the Mustangs is they have so much depth. I mean, a lot of teams, for instance, here tonight for Upper Iowa, they don't have any, they have 2 bench points as opposed to the Mustangs, they have 17. So their bench is just so effective. They're so deep.
Well, calling the game here, I feel like I've only been saying about 3 or 4 players' names on the Peacocks.
Well, you have. You're absolutely right. Yeah, there's been Tucker Wensian, who has obviously been the leading scorer for them.
21 points, yeah.
Then I'll give you the rest of the other players here in just a moment.
Oh, okay. Well, take your time. Jordan Miller fouled hard, going to the hoop. Would be shooting 2 here.
But yeah, you're right. For a team that generally is a pretty balanced scoring attack here, as we look at the Peacock statistics, 3 players in double figures, and you have, let's see here, 3 other players above 5 points. It seems like they're generally pretty balanced in their scoring, but tonight, just not happening for them.
Yeah, it seems like Tucker Wensian was the only one that happened to show up today. We've seen a lot of fight, specifically out of Joey Woods and Jake Hughes. They seem to be showing the most emotion. Also for the Peacocks, Sam Elgin does have 5 points tonight, but other than that, he's been kind of quiet. So we'll see if the Peacocks can get something going here. They're now down by 23, though, and we just passed the 10-minute mark. 9:40 left in the game. Giddings gets up to contest that, can't get it. David Condon with the rebound out to Miller, who whips it over to Tremel Barnes, who walks up the court. Trying to set something up, gets the screen from West. Out to the corner, West again. Pivot move out to Jordan Miller with a 3, just a little short off the front of the iron. And now we have a break. One of the Peacocks players falls down. Giddings gets up and pulls down that rebound off the missed 3-point attempt. Barnes again in no hurry to get the ball up the court. Just wants to set up the offense, use some clock, try to find the right look. Giddings fouled hard. It's a nice little, again, a screen and go. Giddings sets the screen for Barnes on the kind of out on the wing. And as Barnes works his way back towards the point, Giddings rolls to the hoop. And Barnes finds him with a nice pass. Giddings takes the hard foul at the basket, unable to convert the shot. But he does knock down his first free throw attempt. Puts the Mustangs up to 60 points to Upper Iowa's 36. .8:44 left here in the game. Mustangs pulling away. Knocks down both free throws for Giddings. Peacocks now bring the ball up the court, trying to get something going. 25-point deficit, quite a bit. Probably too much to overcome at this point, but you just never want to give up. Mustangs with it, forcing another turnover. And again, slowing it down once they get it past half court. Matt Zager swings the ball over to Bernard Birch. Birch over to Giddings. Giddings to the wing to Zager. And again, they just kind of slow it down back up to Nick Smith up at the top of the key as Birch pulls it out, sets a screen. Picked up by Smith as West drives to the hoop. That ball gets blocked and goes out of bounds. 4 seconds left on the shot clock for the Mustangs to make something out of it. We'll see what they can do here. Gonna have to be a quick shot. Birch will be the inbounder. Try to set a screen and maybe get a quick shot. Got a foul away from the ball before the inbound comes. So that should reset the shot clock, and it does. 35 seconds back on the shot clock for the Mustangs because they will be shooting 2. That would be why. So little frustrating there for the Peacocks. Good possession, or good defensive possession for them, forcing the Mustangs to inbound the ball with 4 seconds left, and before they even have the opportunity to try to defend that 4 seconds, they commit a foul. West knocks down the first free throw, and the second one as well. So
gives him 10 points on the night here, if I'm not mistaken.
Nick Smith, a good contest there. That ball's going to go out of bounds on the Peacocks, so a save attempt. Throws it right to Zagger. Birch coming up the floor, getting short on that lay-in attempt, but he gets fouled, so he will be shooting again. That's going to be the 10th team foul for the Peacocks.
Peacock foul on number 10 here, Obama. His first personal foul, 10th.
That's just got to be frustrating for him.
William Giddings at the line, shooting 2.
Well, it's a good game for the Mustangs here. If they keep it up, they're going to be up 30 points here in no time.
I think we're seeing a majority of bench players already for the Peacocks. I think they're kind of throwing in the towel here.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're down this much, it's just tough to,
How much are they down, Stephen?
Well, I don't have my calculator in front of me. They're down 29 points, Adam.
Well done.
Thank you.
7.5 minutes left here in the game now. Mustangs continue to shoot well. Peacocks continue to struggle.
It'll be interesting to see, too, with the Mustangs having a game tonight, too, or tomorrow night, rather, for Hawaiian night, how long it'll be until you see some subs coming in because, you want to make sure guys are rested for tomorrow night if you can.
Kier Ubangu puts that basket in. And Upper Iowa's playing better this half than they did the first half. They only had 19 points in the first half. They've matched that now here for the second half, and we have almost just under 7 minutes left. So they've come out and played better here, but the Mustangs have also upped their game here in the second half and opened up that lead. And again, West with another jump shot. And turnover there by the Peacocks. Birch, nice head fake. Not able to get the shot to fall, but again, another foul committed by the Peacocks.
Peacocks foul number 24, Jordan Hayes, his second personal foul. Bernard Birch at the line, shooting 2.
Birch has the chance to, if he makes one of these two, he will be in double figures. And there are currently 3 other Mustang players on the floor in double figures. And that is kind of unusual for the Mustangs.
And that's a 30-point lead for the Mustangs. We talked about them not being able to close out here too well this season. Well, they've done it here in the second half so far.
They have. But normally with the Mustangs, you'll see 1 or 2 guys in double figures. And that's usually it for the night. Sometimes you'll get a third, but I think Jordan Miller's not on the floor. He has, 16, 17 points?
last time I checked, he had 16 points.
Yeah, so for the Mustangs to have 4 or 5 players in double figures, it's quite the accomplishment for them. And just goes to show how well they've been playing tonight all around. Good contest there. Almost got the bounce. Mustangs again come up with the rebound.
I don't want to second guess him because obviously he's doing a great job of coaching this season and tonight, but with your team up 31 points, you got to think with such a big game tomorrow night, you'd want to go ahead and just get your players some rest here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe the thinking is that they're playing so well to try to just keep them in rhythm for as long as possible.
Checking in for the Mustangs, number 1, William Giddings, number 22, Fabian Muntz.
Couple more substitutions for the Mustangs here. Peacocks get ready to inbound it. And Cedric Collins will bring the ball up the court for Mel Barnes. D'ing him up.
See if the Mustangs can get to double-digit blocks before the end of the game. We're on a block watch. We want to have a block party. 9 blocks for the Mustangs so far in the night. Jordan Miller's snuck back in the game here a moment ago as well. He's 18 points on the night.
I think Wes is feeling the stroke, but a nice, quick move there to the hoop. Gets into the lane, easy lay-in. That was like lightning there.
You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if these starters, still stay in. I think it's going to be about some alley-oop time here in a moment. I think we're going to start seeing a few oops, but it is a timeout here for the Peacocks.
Yeah, so we'll take the opportunity to take a break. Let me catch my breath here. We're doing a lot of talking, so you are watching Mustang basketball on KSSU TV.
At Southwest Minnesota State University, our students come first. It's a commitment you can see in our new Regional Events Center, Residence Hall, Student Center, and Science Lab renovation. We've invested over $80 million in the past decade for top-notch facilities. And we're not stopping there. Southwest Minnesota State University, it's where you belong.
So right now we have the Mustangs up by 33. 4.5 minutes left here in the game. And I would say, without a doubt, this game is out of reach.
Yeah, you don't want to jinx him, but I think it's fair to say.
I think I'm going to call it now. And there's the 10th block.
We have a block party, ladies and gentlemen.
Double digits.
You're all invited to the block party. 10 blocks on the night for the Mustangs.
David Condon gets lucky number 10. Big rejection. And he says it is not going to happen in my house.
If the Mustangs keep playing like this, I'll tell you, they're going to be tough to beat. They're just shooting lights out, playing great defense, playing well as a team. This is a different Mustang team than what we've seen the past few weeks.
Yeah, a lot of credit going to the Mustangs. I think the Peacocks just weren't feeling it tonight, though. I think they've kind of fallen flat with the record that they have. I expected to see a little bit more of a competitive game.
Yeah.
So I think they just kind of have an off night. Because, I mean, last time they met, it was only a 5-point victory for the Mustangs. So
yeah, it was, I think it's they're having an off night, but I think the Mustangs are just having an odd night, so
yeah.
The difference is quite wide.
But the subs here for the Peacocks still not giving up, just running a full court press, trying to
save some face, it looks like.
Yeah. And I think we will probably see David Condon in for the rest of the game. Jordan Budenhagen is in now. He hasn't seen very many minutes after that air ball we saw early, but he jacks up a 3 there, kind of unnecessarily, but
we talked about earlier, too, the need for the Mustangs to out-rebound their opponent, and it looks like they're going to tonight. 33 rebounds as opposed to only 24 for Upper Iowa, so they have definitely won in that department. Nice bounce pass there.
That one gets stripped. Collins brings it up the floor, and the ball touched every part of the rim there, I think, on that.
That was just a frustration foul there by the Peacocks.
Yeah. And
there we go. We said we were going to see
some
subs.
bench players.
And all the starters out of the game now. So, job well done by the Mustangs so far tonight. Obviously, still have some game left.
And starting, well, let's see. Two of the Mustangs bench players got a little too excited to be seeing some game time and just ran straight out onto the floor without checking in first at the scoring table. So might be a little rusty on their rules of the game.
Yeah, Brad Bigley's just laughing with the ref. That's all right.
So
crowd,
let's introduce him because we don't know if we'll see him ever again. We have Tyler Pashong checking in. He's actually the starting quarterback for for the football team. He's a senior though, so he is. This could be his first and last time on the basketball court. We also have number 21, Michael Appel.
Yep, Michael
Apple.
3-point specialist.
Looks like Appel, but we'll say it's Apple. And then also we have Sean Condon, who does see some regular playing time here and there off the bench, but he's in the game now too. So congratulations to Apple and Pishong for making it onto the floor.
Yeah, it's just, it's a testament to how well the Mustangs have played as a whole tonight, and just giving their players some rest, because like we said, we have a huge Hawaiian night tomorrow night here at the RI facility. Women's game is at 5, men's game is at 7. Make sure you come, wear all your Hawaiian garb, and it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and make sure to not just be here and just be loud, but actually cheer for the team and get into it, because we're playing Winona State, who is ranked number 25 in the country, and they are the second best team in the conference behind Minnesota Mankato.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
If you're a student and you can get yourself to show up sober so you actually know what's going on for the game, we'd appreciate it.
That would be good.
Because, well, for one, it's a dry campus, so for two, I think you can have fun sober.
Yeah, you can. And
basketball is a good time.
Yeah, just a reminder, everybody be safe tomorrow night, be smart, and Hawaiian night is just such a fun night. We have so many students here, so much of the community comes because they know it's going to be packed, and students just kind of stand around the court. If you haven't been here before, you're going to want to come check it out. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic time. And again, if you can't be here, you can just watch it right back here tomorrow night. We'll be here.
And there is Kier Ogbana making the lay-in and getting the and one opportunity.
Perhaps not coincidentally, too, after the subs have come in for the Mustangs. Been a few fouls here.
Yeah, a couple.
It's all right. I think this game is safely out of reach.
And one more note for tomorrow night. If you're in the area and you've ever wanted to storm a basketball court after a big win,
that'd be the time.
Tomorrow's your opportunity.
By the way, make sure to stay tuned. We're going to have an interview during halftime of the men's game with a women's player, and then after the game, we're going to have a player from the men's team join us. So going to get to kind of have some good interviews, get some good thoughts from them as well. A little bonus basketball, if you will.
Well, bonus talking, that's not you or me.
Well, yeah. So I would consider that a bonus.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a bonus either way because I'm not going to be here. So
it's true.
I think it's a win for everyone who's going to be watching.
I should note that the women's game will be called by myself. Ooh, now they're taking out our signs. It should be noted that Michael Sterling and I will be calling the women's game tomorrow, and then Spencer Mills, the great Spencer Mills, and I will be calling the men's game tomorrow night as well.
Yes, so make sure to tune in. 2 minutes left now in the game. And these last 2 minutes seem to have been taking for forever because we have had a lot of fouls, but it's the way basketball goes sometimes. Just not normally when it's a 30-point game.
1:45 left in the game.
I think this is the most ball movement we've seen by the Peacocks all game, though. And Connor Schabel is able to knock down that jumper. We have a blocking foul committed by the Peacocks. So Jordan Buttonhagen will get to shoot 2 free throws since both teams are in the double bonus.
We talked just a little bit, too, about some of the players here who had an impact. Really, the biggest impact player for the Peacocks was Tucker Wenson. He had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals in 26 minutes. So he played well. For the Mustangs, everyone played well. Now we have 5 players in double figures. Jordan Merrill with 18, Lavion West with 14, William Giddings 13, Bernard Birch 11, and Matt Zager 10. So all around, just a really, really nice game by the Mustangs this evening.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It would be hard to pick a player of the game for tonight's match.
Yeah, this is about as by the book team win as you can possibly see.
Get a charge, and these Mustang subs. I don't know if they've made a basket in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
It doesn't look like it. Let's see.
1 minute remaining in the game.
1 minute left now, though, so the clock is being merciful for us. And another foul committed by the Mustangs substitution players. Still a 25-point lead, so no fear of losing this one. People are slowly starting to file out now since the outcome is definite. Nick Sawyer knocks down his first free throw attempt. Gets one more here. And good on both of them. So Upper Iowa, to their credit, has scored 31 points here in the second half.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they got it together. It's just SMSU put up just an insurmountable lead. That's Tyler Pashang there with the three. Missed it. The crowd really wanted him to make that.
The following people have prizes to be claimed at the sack table: Spencer Petrie, Craig Fisher, Maria Van Kula,
and another foul committed there by the Mustangs. So we'll get more free throw attempts from the Peacocks. 23.5 seconds left in the game.
Mustang foul on number 40, David Condon, his third personal foul. Count the basket by Kier Obana. Obana at the line, shooting one.
What do you think the Mustangs are going to have to do to be victorious tomorrow?
You know, I think they're going to have to do a lot of the same as what they did tonight. I think they're going to have to focus on rebounding. They're not always going to shoot as well as they did this evening, so I think it's always a good theory with this team to start inside with Nick Smith. And once you get him going a little bit, then you can open it up more with some of your players who can slash, like your Will Giddings, Lavion West, and your players who can shoot outside like Jordan Miller. Turnovers, though, have been a big thing for both of the SMSU teams so far this season. And tonight he had 11 turnovers for SMSU. That's not horrible. I mean, it's not great, but 11 turnovers, I think Brad Bigler can probably handle that.
And I think a couple of those have been since the subs have come in.
That's true. I can think of, yeah, you're right, maybe at least 3.
Jordan Budenhagen is just not feeling it tonight. He's missed 2 3-pointers, and he's missed every free throw he's had.
He's having a rough night. Looks a little gassed to me, actually. I think he's had just a little bit more run tonight than he was expecting, perhaps. So we got 8 seconds left here in the game. Still pushing the tempo.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jordan Budenhagen miss a free throw in a game before.
No.
So Peacocks make one more basket with 0.4 seconds left, so this will do it right here. Shoot it. No, not going to happen. So the Mustangs are victorious over the Peacocks of Upper Iowa University, 74-55. We're going to take a quick break, and we will go over a few more stats and just give a quick wrap-up. So hang with us. We'll be back in 1 minute. You have been watching Mustang basketball on KSSU television.
They say America's the land of opportunity. But today, 1 out of
American hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps.
Ladies, are you talking to your partners?
About HIV.
2 out of every 3 new HIV/AIDS cases in women are among black women.
Get informed, get tested. Early detection can save your life. If you test positive, seek treatment from a doctor.
Join the campaign to end Black AIDS, a partnership between Abbott and the Magic Johnson Foundation. Go to WeStandWithMagic.com, get resources, and become a member.
And join today, and thank you.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
We all have a vision of that perfect smile. But when it comes to our smile, it's not something we can draw or wait to miraculously appear. We need an orthodontist, dental specialists with 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school. Your child might be the next Picasso, so trust that brilliant smile to the right hands. Seeing an orthodontist no later than age 7 can help achieve a healthy, beautiful smile. For more information, visit braces.org.
Welcome back to the RA facility here in Marshall, Minnesota. Steven, Mustangs played phenomenally tonight, pretty much every aspect of the game. What do we want to touch on real quick before we send it out?
Well, just a few things. They played really well offensively and defensively. There's a few things that kind of can show that is that they shot 54% from the field while holding Upper Iowa to only 38% from the field.
Which is what we talked about.
Exactly, yep.
Keeping that streak going.
That's what we talked about. Also, the other big thing was their blocks tonight. They had 10 blocks tonight, double-digit for blocks as opposed to only none for Upper Iowa.
Like you called it, it was a block party.
It was a block party, and just one of the best team wins that I can remember seeing here in the past 2 seasons. And so this is going to sure give them a lot of momentum going into Hawaiian night tomorrow night. One more time, women is at 5, the women's game is at 5, and then also the men's game is at 7 tomorrow night, right here.
And I think one other thing statistically that we should talk about real quickly is the free throw percentage, the fact that the Mustangs only missed 4, and 3 of those were by Jordan Budenhagen at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So pretty hot going into tomorrow night. If they can keep that rolling, free throws win you games.
They absolutely do.
It's going to be a big game tomorrow against Winona State.
Especially, we've been talking about they've had issues closing out.
Yes.
Well, they're making their free throws. So, all signs point to tomorrow night being an absolutely fantastic game.
Yeah, so come out and join us. It should be a great game. Be a great atmosphere, lots of students. So come on and enjoy it, support the team, and just have fun with us. So that will do it for tonight. Thank you for everyone helping out with the production, all of our camera people up in the booth directing the performance. And to you, Steven Shega, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you to you.
Had a good time. So we will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.